Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. I'm ever so sorry that some of your spread is laid out using Mavavi. I'm very limited in recording devices because Movie Maker I don't really like using Movie Maker for YouTube videos because the quality of the cards and everything is crap on there. It shows everything very poorly. It's got those two black borders on it as well, and also I don't have it on one of the particular computers. So I have 3 computers that I record from when I'm, there's one specifically for private clients that I use. There's one that I will use, the main one that I use for YouTube, and there's just another one that sometimes that I can use for both. And the one that I was using using Mavavi to record for you guys decided to fuck up about 5 minutes ago, so I'll have Mavavi on another computer, which is a Mavavi 14. The other one, if anybody knows of any good programs that you can record on, I could use my video equipment, but it takes ages to render and get videos up, which is why I might use it for June time. I might get the June readings in, done quite early and stored and stuff like that. But I like doing readings close to the time. But anyway, that's what happened. For your reading, guys, we're using the Golden Universal Tarot. And we're also using advice cards. Now, if this reading is about money and career, we'll be using the Angels of Abundance for your advice. If it's about anything else, we're using your angel answers, okay? So let's get started on this. Guys, the theme for the month for you guys is going to be the Five of Wands, I'm afraid. So the Five of Wands, and I think it is a dispute, because what's influencing this is the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is, it can be exiting as well. Knight of Wands, I'm only looking at it that way in a way because it looks just so dramatic. You've got the Five of Wands, which shows, clearly shows a dispute, and then you've got what's influencing this, because this card here is the influence stroke challenge position. So this has a knock-on effect as to what's happening in the theme, the present situation for the client. So I think you might have a Gemini person. This person could be quite aggressive. This person could be quite challenging. They might be challenging you. This person might be quite blunt, which is what a Knight of Wands swords can be, sorry. And I think as a result of that, what you're enduring is some form of tumultuous energy with the Five of Wands. Because the reason for that everything is occurring, it was found, was the Nine of Coins. And the Nine of Coins might be that some of you guys spend a little bit too much time on your own. Maybe you're not kind of integrating yourself enough in a group, in a family situation. It might be about family, because in the recent past you've had the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups in the recent past should be that you've enjoyed maybe family time, friend time. You have experienced the greatest joy in the recent past, a lot of happiness with that Ten of Cups energy. But then we go for a 9 to a 10. So when you look at the tarot numerically, you're going from this latter stage is the 9s. So 9s mean that you're transitioning into something else, and the 10s can mean finally it is now complete, because you go from a 9 to a 10. So there might be something in that as well. The most likely outcome for the month of May 2018, Sagittarius, will be, well, this is moving. The Six of Swords. So some of you guys are looking to move, or this energy here is probably going to be overcome, because you've got the theme for the month is the Five of Wands. Arguments. The Five of Wands can be minor banter, minor disputes, but the most likely outcome from that is the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is all about moving on from that situation. If it's not a travel card, then it means that you're going to be surpassing and moving on from it. We go from, funnily enough, a 5 to a 6 now. So the root issue for you guys is the Nine of Coins. There's something to do about your environment. Maybe some of you guys, sometimes this can be somebody who feels that they're better than everybody else. I don't think, you might be dealing with such a person like this. You might be dealing with a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn individual. Usually this should be a Virgo individual. No, is it Taurus? It's either Taurus or Virgo. No, I think this is a Virgo person. The Nine of Coins shows as a Virgo. You might be dealing with a Virgo person, Sagittarius, but also this could be you. This could be that you've spent, the root issue is that you have spent a lot of time on your own. Maybe you've been concentrating on your careers, and it might be in the theme for the month is that this energy is bringing a lot of disputes, but it's something that can easily be overcome because it's the Six of Swords energy. Recent past, you've experienced happiness and fulfillment and joy, Ten of Cups, but your challenge is the Knight of Swords. So, I think your challenge, because you can see the Knight of Swords rushing into that Ten of Cups, I think that your challenge is dealing with somebody who can be quite difficult and quite perhaps aggressive. or just quite difficult to contend with. And as a result of that, what you'll experience in the immediate future is the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So the Knight of Wands in the reverse means that you put a stance, so you put a stop to something here. And I think that in the recent past, you've probably tried to get along with somebody here with this Ten of Cups, but because the challenge is that they're so aggressive or so difficult, you're kind of like, you know, hell no. And actually, funnily enough, that's you. Because Knight of Wands is a Sagittarius person, Sagittarius, and that's you. But you're not showing us somebody who's pursuing this. You're showing us somebody who's stopped. You stopped acting. You've stopped pursuing. You've stopped, you know, trying to get along, I think. Because in the recent past, you have been getting along with friends and family. But because this aggressor is showing here, the Knight of Swords, you said, you know what, hell no, forget it. Because really and truly, you know, you should overcome this with the Six of Swords being the most likely outcome. But I think because this person's so aggressive, you've enjoyed some family time, or you've experienced some harmonious energy within whatever type of family it is, whether it's a friendship or it's a family or it's work, whatever it is. And you've enjoyed some harmony here. But your challenge is dealing with this Knight of Swords character that makes you say, actually, I don't think I'm going to try and pursue this. I don't think I'm going to try and get along with this person because this person's just too damn rude. You know, and this person's also very... you know, this person's very confrontational, and they seem to bring a lot of drama and disruption. The external factors are showing, wow, there you go, the Nine of Swords. So the external factors are showing that there is some worry, and that's why the theme of the month, this worry is factoring. But, you know, the external factors with the Nine of Swords, when you get the external factors or the you now position, I think that this is you, Sagittarius, the Nine of Swords. I think that you are kind of, you know, you've got the Nine of Swords here in this tarot pack, and you're putting your head, you know, your hands to your head, and you're saying, oh my God, why? And there's a lot of worry. And as a result of that, you have some disputes here going on, because the root issue is about, I think, you guys kind of, I think there's an element of you cordoning yourself off from a group here. I think that you have experienced in the recent past some harmony and balance, but you've got somebody who's challenging this. You know, somebody who's disrupting this energy, and that's what's making you say, you know, hell no, forget it. I mean, really, you should overcome this, but there's some worry here. Coming in, the influences coming in will be the Knight of Cups. So I'm seeing some form of an apology, because I'm seeing the Knight of Cups can show an offer or an invitation, or somebody's extending the cup of healing, because the Knight is holding the Eight of Cups. So I'm seeing that the Knight of Cups is being extended. I'm seeing some healing coming in, perhaps an apology being offered with that Knight of Cups energy, and the fears will be the Two of Swords. It's either the hopes are to block yourself up off, or the fears of having to block yourself off with the Two of Swords energy. The outcome shows as well, Five. I don't think that an apology is being accepted here, because you're unwilling to pursue this situation. You're unwilling to try and make amends with the person, but it's because of their, I think it's because of their behaviour as the Knight of Swords. You know, you have tried to make amends here. I think it's because you spent a lot of time. You might not have seen family that much. You might have been, you know, spending a lot of time working and that type of thing. And I think that there has been some anger and some drama because of this energy here. And this is your challenge. Somebody's challenging you, I think, because of this, what you're doing here, Sagittarius, with the Nine of Coins. And I think in the recent past, you've tried to make some, you know, you've tried to make up for this, as it were, with the Ten of Cups. You've tried to harmonise the situation with the family, perhaps, for some of you guys. But because what's influencing the matter this month is a Knight of Swords, somebody who's very challenging and confrontational, probably with some of you guys, you're saying, hell no, forget it. I think I'll just put a stop to this completely, with the Knight of Wands in the reverse. You know, if some of you guys are spending a lot of time focusing on your careers, on your home life, you know, on your independence, and it's causing disputes as a result of that, the theme of the month is disputes around that. You know, it should be overcome here, but the immediate future is saying, well, it's not going to be overcome because Sagittarius won't let it be overcome, but it'll be because of this person's behaviour here. You are worried about it, but I am seeing somebody who's trying to offer the olive branch, as it were, with the Knight of Cups energy. But I think your hopes are to block this person out. I think the Two of Swords is you, Sagittarius, hoping to block this person out, and it does result in, you know, loss, sadness, disappointment at the end, broken friendship. Let's open this up a little bit and see. Can't quite see what's going on, can you, with the, let me just try and, there we go. So let's have a look at why the Nine of Swords is the external factors. Why is Sagittarius showing as the Nine of Swords? Why is Sagittarius showing as being the Nine of Swords in the month of May 2018? Well, you've got a Queen of Swords reversed. Oh, that's this person here, right? So I think that you guys are actually upset with the Nine of Swords, because I think you're dealing with a very jealous, a very resentful, and a very mean-spirited type of individual. The Queen of Swords for me is probably the worst queen you can get reversed. You really can. I mean, yeah, she can be deeply hurt. Yes, she can, and often she will take things out on people because she's deeply hurt, because she gets really easily offended, just the Queen of Swords, and she can really cut you off in the, instead of being the Queen of Swords in the upright, and who uses this person can cut people out, of course she can, but she uses the art of diplomacy before she does it. This lady in the reverse tends to be really angry and really pissed off. She can be jealous. You might be worried because you're dealing with a jealous person here. You might be upset because you're dealing with an abusive person here. You might be upset because you're dealing with a gossipy person. Queen of Swords reverse is jealous. She's gossipy. She's malicious in the things that she says. She's a backstabber. She talks behind your back. There might be some, but I don't think that this person's talking behind your back, because the challenge is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords wouldn't talk behind your back. The Knight of Swords is more than likely going to confront you on a situation rather than talk behind your back. So I don't think that this person's talking behind your back. I think that this person's being quite abusive, probably. And I think that you guys are upset because there's a person around you, Queen of Swords reversed, who's possibly being a little bit abusive, rude, possibly quite malicious. The reason that everything is happening is the Nine of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. And why is the Nine of well, I don't know how that turned out. We're going to have to shuffle on that again, because the Ace of Swords flipped out, but I don't know, it flipped out like this, so I didn't know whether it was reversed or upright. So why is the Nine of Pentacles the reason that everything is happening for Sagittarius this month? Why is the Nine of Pentacles the reason that, oh, the Two of Wands, okay. It's because of the Two of Wands. So I think the reason that everything is happening is because the situation is about somebody who wants their independence. And why do they want their independence? Well, because they're making plans for a new direction. And I think the external factors are therefore is that you're upset. You're feeling upset because this is showing as you here, the you noun position. And therefore Sagittarius is upset because I think that this Queen of Swords, there's somebody here who's trying to hinder your direction, taking a new direction. I think this person is probably very jealous. I think you're upset because this person's probably, saying things. They're probably being quite malicious. They're being quite, they're trying to disempower you by the words that they use, I feel, with the Queen of Swords in the reverse. I think that this person that you're dealing with is quite a jealous human being as well, because the root issue is all about you feeling independent, feeling confident enough with the Nine of Coins energy here, valuing yourself with that Nine of Coins energy here, and also probably not spending enough time around this person, maybe because you're planning towards taking a new direction with that Two of Wands energy showing here. That's going to release you with the Devil energy in the reverse, probably from some form of a contract here. So I think that this might be something to do with, or release you from a friendship, because the Two of Cups is about friendship, or it can be, because this is the pledge card, so often this is, the promise, the pledge, the friendship card, and the Devil in the reverse means to release the chains. So you're releasing chains of a friendship or of a contract. You're feeling independent. The root issue is because of how you feel. You value yourself enough with the Nine of Coins to take a new direction, because I think that for Sagittarius you want to be released from the chains of a friendship here, and I think that the external factors, or you are showing as being really upset because this Queen of Swords has taken it to heart. I think somebody around you has taken it to heart. They've got really pissed off and they're being really bitchy about it now. They're taking everything on a very personal level, and rightly so, because you wanted the Devil in the reverse isn't the Devil in the reverse for no reason, Sagittarius. The Devil in the reverse is showing as somebody who wants to be released from a chained situation, a situation that feels that their hands are tied, a toxic situation, okay, and you want to release yourself from the chains of, a commitment or a friendship or something like that, but you're upset because the Queen of Swords in the reverse is somebody who's, I think, very upset about this situation, and they're being really malicious because of it as well. They're taking everything on a very personal level, and for some of you guys they should do, because you might see them as the Devil here. You might see them as the person who's changed you to this energy here. In the recent past you've experienced the Ten of Cups, and why has Sagittarius experienced the Ten of Cups in the recent past? Well, I mean, this is all about, it's about work with the Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. So you've been working and putting a lot of effort into, I think that you've been working towards or working on your fears or your frustrations. And I think that you've been quite successful. So I think in the recent past, you've experienced a successful completion of a matter with the Ten of Cups energy showing here, because you've been working towards, if you look at the Eight of Pentacles, it depends on how you want to view it, because the Eight of Pentacles guy can be working towards, feeding into this person's fear, because they seem to be bashing away at a person who's trapped. But you've experienced the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is all about successful completion. And I think that this is somebody who was bashing away at you, Sagittarius. I think the Eight of Pentacles is all to do with somebody who was working on you, working, bashing away, clunk, 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 at making you feel nervous, fearful, worried, scared, depressed with the Eight of Swords. So this person was really taking advantage of the situation. But I think that you've kind of received a happy conclusion to the matter here, because was about this person doing that. And I think that this ties in with this area here, in that, the root issue is that you're staying away from an individual. And why are you staying away? Because you want to take a new direction with the Two of Wands. And why are you doing that? Because you want to release the chains of a friendship. You don't want to be in a friendship, I think, with somebody here anymore. You're upset because this person's probably being a little bit bitchy about it, because Three of Swords in the reverse is a bitch. So I think that this person's being very, very bitchy with you. Or the hold that this person has on this friendship, or the control that this person's had over this friendship. And I think that you've experienced some success with that Ten of Cups, the successful completion of the matter, because this person was really working over. So this person's probably never been any good. Never ever been any good, Sagittarius, because this person was really working towards trying to keep you where you were. Eight of Swords. Now your challenge is the Knight of Swords. And why is the challenge for Sagittarius the Knight of Swords for the month of May 2018? Why is the challenge for Sagittarius the Knight of Swords for the month of May 2018? Right, so the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles can be about payments, paying in installments. It can be about taking responsibility with the Page of Pentacles energy, but it's based on money. And I think that what's happening here, this is like small amounts being transferred. So I think this is your challenge is this person here is quite angry. I think that you're dealing with somebody who's now being quite aggressive, and I think it might be to do with money. The reason that this person, your challenge is because it might be with the Page of Pentacles. Maybe Sagittarius, you owe them some money. Small amounts are being transferred, because the Two of Pentacles is all about a transfer, and this can be small amounts of money being transferred. So I think that there's some anger or some aggression that's which is constituting towards this. I think there's anger and aggression because some small amount of money here, or installments, maybe there's a debt incurred between you and this person here that needs to be transferred with the Two of Pentacles, and that's why this person's being aggressive, because what you've tried to do is you've tried to release yourself from a situation with an individual that is really no good. They've worked towards damaging you mentally, I think, with this Eight of Swords, and really keeping you where you are. But you've reached a place of a happy conclusion with that Ten of Cups energy. There's a finality, and it's ended in the best way for you here. But now what you're dealing with is that this person's getting aggressive, because they're saying, this small amount of money, you're meant to be transferring this to me, where is the money? Something like that. And as a result of that, you're dealing with the Five of Wands, a conflict, a dispute. And why is the theme for the month for Sagittarius a dispute? Why is the theme for the month the Five of Wands for Sagittarius? Right, so the Five of Coins shows up, and this can be because you abandoned someone, because the abandonment of the lovers, the abandonment of the friendship. And I think that there is a dispute, because the Five of Coins I would read as abandoning someone. And what have you abandoned? The lovers. You've abandoned this friendship, you've abandoned this partnership, and there's a dispute over that. Okay, I think that this is a minor thing in a way, or it might be a big thing, but the influence for you guys is this month is that you've got some aggression, some confrontation with the Knight of Swords, and it's to do with some money. I think Page of Pentacles is money. It's about the small amounts. It might be that you're paying something in installments, and it could be something to do with you being transferred to this individual, and there's aggression because it might be that even though you've separated yourself from an individual and this person's being really bitchy about it, you might be worried about this person being a real bitch because the root issue is about you going your separate ways from an individual. This could be anyone. You don't really want to be around them, and you know, finally you've been able to release yourself. There's a happy conclusion to the matter because this person was really working on breaking you down with that Eight of Swords, but you're going to have to deal. The influence this month is all about some aggression coming to you, or not necessarily aggression but drama with the Knight of Swords, because it's about money, a small amount of money with the Page of Pentacles that needs to be probably transferred to this person. So you've probably, for some of you guys, got some unfinished business with this person, but really because of that, the energy around you, the theme for the month will be on a dispute. Because the situation is about the Five of Coins, you abandoning this relationship. I think that this person really cared about you. I think it's quite an involved reading. I think that this person really cared about you. It might be the other way around, but I'm reading, remember, on behalf of Sagittarius and what's happening for Sagittarius. So it's not always, you know, I get a lot of people coming in and saying, oh, no, it's the other way around. It's like, this is Sagittarius's fucking reading. You know, it's the Sagittarius reading, so this is what's happening for them. Alright, so you've got no business to tell me, no, you've got it wrong, because I'm not going to read for Sagittarius that they're the ones that are doing this shit. That's not how I do my readings. Not unless it's blatantly obvious that they are doing it. I mean, to me, this looks like Sagittarius needs to move from someone who's doing the shit on them, or from somebody who seems to be quite destructive. And I think that this is why you've got disputes, because you've abandoned a relationship. The Five of Coins is all about abandonment. There could also be something like financial instability in a partnership, for example, because Five of Coins is financial instability, and the Lovers card is a partnership card. It's a relationship. This can also be lack. Five of Coins is all about lack, and this is a relationship. So there's disputes here because there's lack in a relationship here, but it's what's influencing this. So I think there's a lack of being able to communicate effectively as well, because what's influencing the situation is that you've got drama, Sagittarius, and you've got drama because there's a small amount of money. Probably you've got two pentacle cards here, so this could be money, small amount of money that needs to be transferred, but as a result of that you've got a dispute, because I think that there is with the Five of Coins energy a lack of grounded energy within this relationship. So I think that there is the inability maybe to properly communicate on the simplest of things and how you're going to resolve them, and I think it's because you wanted to make an exit so quickly from this individual. The most likely outcome will be the Six of Swords. And why is the most likely outcome going to be the Six of Swords for Sagittarius in May 2018? Well, strength. So this is all about holding back on desires, having the inner calm, overcoming obstacles showing here. I think that you guys are overcoming obstacles with this King of Cups. So it's showing who it is. This King of Swords, Queen of Swords, sorry, in the reverse is actually, I think, this King of Cups. I think that the most likely outcome is you'll move on from this situation because you're going to overcome this obstacle. And the obstacle is probably here and here. You'll overcome this obstacle with this King of Cups energy by probably paying this person back. The Six of Coins energy shows here, and this shows when you're paying money out. So you'll overcome this obstacle with this King of Cups. It could be a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian, and this person might show as still be the Queen of Swords, but now they're showing as a King of Cups because now they've softened and they're being nicer, because the problem is being overcome, the strength energy, with now this King of Cups, because you're paying money to this person. You're paying what you owe back. Okay, you've come to some form of a fair transaction on the situation. However, and that's the most likely scenario of what will happen. What will happen though coming in is the Knight of Wands in reverse, and that's you guys, because you are Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is a Knight of Wands card. So why is the Knight of Wands reverse showing as coming in for Sagittarius as the immediate Sagittarius? Show me. Why is the Knight of Wands reverse, sorry, showing as the immediate future for Sagittarius? Show me. Right, so you've got somebody who's hurting someone. Five of Swords shows hurt. A King of Pentacles now. So you're not... This is interesting, actually. Not unless this is somebody to do with this person, and it might be. It might be that this King of Cups, which could be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces person. I mean, you might be dealing with three people here. You know, it might be that you're dealing, and I get the impression that you're dealing with family members for some reason. If they're not blood family, then they're work family members, they're colleagues. They seem to be in it all together, because you've got overcoming problems with the King of Cups by paying this person what you owe them, perhaps with the Six of Coins, or by giving somebody what they feel that they are owed, with the Six of Coins energy showing here, and that's fine and dandy. But then, and that's the most likely outcome. But then you've got being hurt by a King of Pentacles. So you're not willing to pursue this situation because you're being hurt by a King of Pentacles. The Five of Swords means that somebody's hurting you, usually with words, down to you, making you feel less, trying to disempower you, and it's a King of Pentacles. So I think that in the recent past, you guys have been feeling, finally I've had some success. Finally, this is now the successful completion of this matter, Ten of Cups, because this person was really working on doing a number on me, and I managed to retrieve myself from this person really bashing away at me and keeping me where I am and making me feel that I wasn't, good enough or confident enough, or I wasn't brave enough to do whatever it is that I needed to do on my own. This person really was working towards keeping you locked up in a prison of fear and frustration. And your challenge is that there is your challenge for the month is that there's going to be some drama here. The Knight of Swords, there's a challenger here. Your challenge is that you've got to challenge the Knight of Swords energy, because or some form of aggression or confrontation, because there's a small amount that you need to transfer, maybe. So maybe there's something left over from this situation that you need to give back to this individual, and as a result of that, though, you guys decide, well, actually, I'm not going to do this. So the most likely outcome is that you would do it, but coming in, you don't do it because you're being deeply hurt by a King of Pentacles. And this could be the brother. This could be the brother or somebody who's, I think this is somebody separate. I think that you're deeply hurt by a King of Pentacles, somebody who is very connected with this King of Cups. Maybe their brother. It could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn individual, or maybe a close friend. But just as the most likely outcome is that you would sort the problem with this person here, the immediate future says, well, you don't sort it because somebody happens to piss you off and somebody's really upsetting you. So also it could be that if this isn't a person, there's loss of status, because the King of Pentacles is money and it's about your financial stability. It might be there's loss, Five of Swords, there's some form of stability here, King of Pentacles. So it might mean, some of you guys, it might mean that you've got problems with work or problems with money, and it might mean, well, I can't do it. The Knight of Wands coming in. So this might not necessarily be a person, but if it is, I think this person is not being very nice to you, and you say, actually, I'm not going to bother doing this. And what you'll find coming in, though, is the Knight of Cups. And what's the Knight of Cups doing? Why have we got the Knight of Cups coming in? I'm going to put that card back because I just want to flick again on that. Why have we got the Knight of Cups on the top of the from the top of the deck? Why is the Knight of Cups coming in? Why is the Knight of Cups and influence coming in? Right, so the resolution, Three of Swords is reversed. They want to resolve. I told you this is an apology coming because somebody wants to resolve the Three of Swords, a situation. So they want to resolve, when you get the Three of Swords reversed, it's all about a truce, resolving of a painful situation. Okay, so through a Queen of Cups. You got a lot of people, I think, that are involved in this situation. So I think that this is another person. The Queen of Cups looks at judgment. All right, so she's been thinking. She offers as well with the cup open. She's offering a way through. She's offering a resolution, as it were, with the judgment energy. So there is an offer, not just an offer or an invitation, but it's literally, I think there is an apology coming to you on behalf of this person here. I don't think this person told this person to make an apology, but you've got a really kind, sympathetic, empathic person here who wants to resolve the situation, because what they're looking at with the judgment energy is finally, putting this situation to bed, finally overcoming the difficulties, facing up to the truth and moving forward, making a very sound judgment on the situation, showing here, Sagittarius. Your fears will be the Two of Swords. And why is Sagittarius' fears the Two of Swords in this matter? Well, because of a King of Swords here. And this King of Swords, God, there's so many characters you've got here. I mean, your fears will be trying to block you. He's not reversed, okay, so he should show fairness, but this person can hide stuff as well. The High Priestess is hiding oneself, and you know, it might be that you're in two minds as to whether, I mean, this might not be, if you get lots of court cards in readings, sometimes it doesn't represent a lot of people, sometimes it's energies. I think that this is, your fears are that you're going to be stuck at a kind of mental crossroads with the Two of Swords more than anything. And I think the King of Swords isn't a person. I think this is as to whether you take action with this King of Swords, do the right thing, accept this apology, or whether you stay stum, because you've got the King of Swords on one side of the sword here, and the Queen of Swords on the and the Queen and the High Priestess on the other. Now, the swords represent active energy, so this person would always think about something clearly and take the action on it, and usually it would be a just thing. The High Priestess is different. She doesn't react. So I think that your fears are being in two minds as to whether you should take action on this and accept this apology, or whether you should just keep quiet and not do anything at all with the High Priestess energy. The outcome anyway ends up with Five of Cups. And why is the outcome the Five of Cups for Sagittarius on this situation? Why is the outcome showing us the Five of Cups? Well, the star is in the reverse, so there's no hope here. Okay, there's no hope of victory here with the Six of Wands. And there's no hope if you guys sort of, and I would read you as the Six of Wands, wanting to, you know, there's no hope if you guys wanting to, you know, approach kind of a breakthrough, because the Six of Wands often makes an approach towards, you know, finding a breakthrough in the matter. There's no hope if you guys wanting to do that. So this with Five of Cups says no. There's no friend, there's no bueno here. There's no forgiveness for some of you guys this month. Now, some of you will write to me and say, no, Carol, I would forgive, blah, blah, but it's clearly saying that the Five of Cups is giving up and feeling sad and lost. And I think it's because the situation is that you don't have hope that you'll have victory if you communicate. Actually, I think it's saying that the reason is not because you don't want to, but you feel that you know, if you do this, you're feeling disappointed in the outcome, because you feel the situation is that you don't feel hopeful, the star energy in the reverse, that you're going to have victory if you communicate. You know, if you communicate with this person with the Ace of Swords. But I think that, you know, this is not it. I think that you don't feel that there's any hope of victory with the Six of Wands, and that's why there's sadness here. But I think that there's a message with the last three cards. If you communicate clearly with this person or the situation, you might find that there's an ending to the problem as a new phase begins with the Ace of Wands energy. So I just get the impression that you guys have given up hope on a situation here with an individual or individuals. Let's get through the reading again. In the month of May 2018, Sagittarius, you guys are worried, and you're worried about somebody who could be quite malicious, quite bitchy. And I think that this is also, I now actually think that this is somebody who's gossiping about you as well, with the Queen of Swords in the reverse. But I don't think it's that. I think that this person's deeply hurt. You're worried because this person is deeply hurt, they're deeply offensive, they can be quite malicious, they can be quite abusive as well with the Queen of Swords in the reverse. So you're upset about somebody who's being like this with you, Sagittarius, because at the heart of everything, the reason that everything is happening is because you're trying to block yourself off from this person with the Nine of Coins energy. And the reason for that is that you're looking to take a new path with the Two of Wands. You're planning to take a new path, release yourself from the chains of a connection, a relationship, a partnership, a friendship with the Two of Cups. Now, in the recent past, some of you guys would have felt really good about this with the Ten of Cups. You would have felt that you've had a successful outcome with this Ten of Cups energy showing up here, because this person was really working at doing a number on you. They were working hard and hard on what they were bashing away at you, bashing away, trying to keep you with Eight of Swords, to keep you in a prison. They were working towards keeping you in this prison here. And I think that your challenge for the month, or your influence, what's influencing the situation is that this person's quite aggressive. Probably they've been quite challenging. They might have been quite, you know, confrontational, because it's something about money as well. I think this is just like a little part of the situation. I don't think it's major. There's an aggression here, or there's a confrontation here because there's a small amount of money, or there's something small that needs to be transferred to this person, given to this person. But this person's nitpicking, I think, in this area here, because you says, I don't want to be a part of this situation anymore. So this person's trying, realise here that they've got no more control over you. So the influences month is this person's nitpicking at you and saying, well, what about my trainers? What about, you know, the lipstick that you took from me? What about the, you know, what about the sweater or the hoodie you took from me? You owe me that. You've got to give me that back. And as a result of that, you've got this dispute. So they're nitpicking on this thing because I don't like that you've walked away from the situation and you've said, look, you know, I don't think you're very good. I think that you've been working to try and bring me down and working at bashing away at me and making me feel unconfident, and this isn't the type of relationship or friendship that I'm wanting or looking for, you know, and this person doesn't like it. I think you're dealing with a bit of a head case here. You're dealing with a bit of a control freak and somebody who thinks that they're perfectly right to hold somebody hostage. This person's been working towards keeping you hostage with the Eight of Swords energy showing it, but you're showing as being released from that, and because of that, the influence for the month is this person's going to be, you know, probably quite confrontational because you owe them. Page of Pentacles showing here, but it's something small. There's a small transfer that you need to make to them with that Two of Coins. It could be a small amount of money that you owe this person, but it could be other resources and material things that you've got to transfer to this person, and they're only doing it because they're pissed that you fucked them off. You know, they really are, and that's why you've got disputes, because you abandoned the relationship, with that Five of Coins being the card of abandonment and the Lovers being the card of a relationship. It doesn't have to be a love relationship, but because it shows the Lovers, it probably meant a great deal to who this person is. Also, if this is a Gemini, it's because you abandoned the Gemini person. That's why you've got these arguments and disputes. This person really didn't like what you did. The most likely outcome, though, is that you're going to have some you know, you're gonna get over this situation, the Six of Swords. You're gonna move away from it with the Six of Swords energy is the most likely outcome, because you're gonna overcome this obstacle with this King of Cups. So I think it's either a fire sign person, not fire sign, sorry, an air sign person for some of you guys, because there's this King of Swords and the Queen of Swords reversed, or this is a water sign individual showing up here. With that King of Cups. But the most likely outcome is you're going to overcome these obstacles with this King of Cups by giving this person back what you owe them. Six of Coins in the upright is giving what you owe as well. So giving what to this person. So you'll overcome this situation if you just give back anything that you owe to this person, okay? However, this person's been working towards imprisoning you, and you've overcome that in the recent past. You've finally got your successful conclusion to this nonsense here that this person's been trying to put you through. And in the recent past, you've got this, sorry, not the recent past, the influence this month. Because of this person, the influence is going to be that this person is going to be quite confrontational, because they'll nitpick and say, you know, well, you've got to transfer that small amount of debt that you owe. You're going to transfer back to me the sneakers that you owe, that I borrowed you, or, you know, whatever it is that you have of them. They're going to say, well, you've got to give me that. But as a result of that, you probably won't even bother doing it. Knight of Wands in reverse, that's you. You're not going to be very keen on doing it because you're being upset. It's either that this is the same person as the King of Cups, the King of Pentacles, or you're being upset by a family member. Okay, somebody's saying something to you, somebody's hurting you. Okay, you're being hurt by a King of Pentacles here, and you're going to be saying, well, fuck that, I'm not giving this person back. This person might be bitching on you with the Five of Swords, you know. This person might be trying to, you know, take your power down, and we already know that you resolved yourself from this energy, where this person was working towards imprisoning you and keeping you where you are, you know, and you're saying, because this person here, you're saying, actually, hell no, I'm not going to give them back what I owe them, because they're trying to hurt me. This person's trying to hurt me. It might be a family member, somebody around this person. However, I do feel, or it's the same person, I do feel that there is an apology coming in, because somebody's got some sense in the situation, and that apology is because they want to repair the situation, the Three of Swords in the reverse. And this wanting a truce is coming from a Queen of Cups who's looking at judgment, that there's got to be some form of final judgment, final decision made on this situation. This situation is long overdue, and it needs to go, and it needs to go like yesterday with the judgment. Your fears will be being at a crossroads mentally, because the crossroads is for you. Do I, as the King of Swords energy, think about what this person has said to me? Because they obviously want a resolution to the situation. So do I, as the King of Swords, think about what this person said to me and accept it? You know, do I act in a very fair and very balanced way as the King of Swords and accept this apology, or do I keep myself to myself and ignore it with the High Priestess? And I think that your fears are being in a mental kind of block, or a mentally kind of thinking two things. The outcome shows, well, I think that you decide that you don't want to do it for some of you guys, Five of Cups, because you don't think there's any hope of, even if you did do that, there's no kind of hope of victory in the end with the star energy and that Six of Wands. But it's saying here, I think the advice really is saying that if you just communicate clearly with this person here, and probably whoever else is involved, I think there's like three to four people involved in the situation. Maybe if you communicate clearly, you can have an ending to the situation as a new phase begins with the Ace of Wands. So I think that you can resolve this situation. You're thinking, in for some of you guys, in the negative terms, that this, because you've got a little bit of a bastard here, and this person, Queen of Swords, Aka, King of Cups, has been Aka, Knight of Swords, has been a difficulty in your life. You're thinking it can't be resolved, and you've got somebody who just got problems, I think, with people this month. Some of you guys, and it's to do with you wanting to break away from a situation, and they didn't like it. This person certainly didn't like it, but you do have a voice of reason around you. You've got somebody who really is able to resolve the situation. This person here, this Queen of Cups, is looking to resolve, because the Judgment energy represents to resolve a situation, and the Three of Swords is all about healing. So this is this person's looking to heal this situation and resolve it with the Judgment energy by taking some very important action. This is why you got the Knight of Cups. They're offering a truce. This person's offering a truce. So you have got somebody on this side, on your side, but this person's very closely connected to the King of Cups and this King of Pentacles. I wouldn't be surprised if it's sister and brother. You know, if there's a sister and maybe a couple of brothers. The Queen of Swords could be another individual, so there might be 3 to 4 people involved in this, or the Queen of Swords, I think, is this King of Cups stroke Knight of Swords energy. Okay, but even though I think by the end of May you guys probably won't be looking to resolve this situation because you think there's going to be no hope for that going forward, the universe is kind of advising you, well, maybe you should talk and have some open communication, because open communication can bring the finality of this situation with the Death card and new beginnings with the Ace of Wands. Let's get your advice card. And I think what we're going to use is the Angel Answers. Oopsie daisy. Oh. What we're going to do is we're going to use the Angel Answers deck, not the Angels of Abundance. It didn't smack to me of being, and there was very little Pentacle cards, so I don't, even though there's money involved, I think, in the situation, or at least resources or, you know, items that are involved. It was more about this person nitpicking because they're deeply hurt in the first place. What is the advice that you have for Sagittarius in the month of May 2018? What is the advice that you have for Sagittarius in the month of May 2018? Show me. It says yes. Communicate clearly. There you go. Yes, communicate clearly. Look for a sign and compromise. Okay. So yes, it's telling you in the outcome you must communicate clearly and look for a sign in which you can compromise. Okay. And your sign is here. That's where it is. Somebody might upset you in the immediate future and try to, you know, hurt you with their words, make you feel less than what you are, Sagittarius, but you're cutting your nose off to spite your face, because there's somebody around you, around these people, who knows these people, who's actually looking with the voice of reason, and they're saying, actually, that's not right. And what they're doing is they're saying, look, I'm offering you a truce here, we need to resolve this situation, but you're cutting off your nose to spite yourself face, because you're saying, well, hell no, Five of Cups, because I don't think there's any hope of victory here if we do this. But the universe is saying, well, if you communicate, you can have, you know, finally some form of resolution with the Death card and a new beginning with this. So communicate clearly and look for a sign. The sign is here with this person who's coming to you for a compromise. Okay, that's your reading, Sagittarius. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and have a great day, and I'll speak to you guys real soon. Take care.